Hi, Recap Space here. Today I'm going to explain an episode called A Small Town from the drama fantasy series The Twilight Zone. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care.
The episode starts as the TV news reports the death of Littleton Town's mayor, Trina Grant. The news pays their thoughts to the friends and family of the mayor. Trina was instrumental in turning the town into a lucrative tourist spot, but the new mayor, John Conley, is in favor of extending the nearby freeway and cutting the town off from it. Conley isn't well liked by the community, as he never actually won an election and only got the job based on the succession law. Cut to a year later, Littleton is in terrible shape. The lack of tourism has caused most of the townspeople to go broke. The sole exception is Mayor Conley, who owns the bank and drives a flashy sports car. Trina's widowed husband, Jason Grant, now lives in a church's attic, working as the church's handyman. A teenager named Emilio brings supplies to Jason and shows Jason his drawings of the town's mayor. As they talk, Emilio asks Jason the reason for him living in the attic. It turns out that Jason never fully recovered from his wife's death, and now prefers to spend most of his time in the church attic rather than his own home, citing Trina's suggestion to be closer to God. Later that day, Jason gets permission from the church's pastor, Nichelle, to clean out the attic. While cleaning out the back corner, he finds a large model of the town and props it up on two stands. He turns a key on its side, and lights within all the model buildings flicker on and off. He is fascinated by its precise details, but becomes unnerved when he looks into the church's window and sees a small figure with his resemblance inside. He shrugs it off, and sprays some water on the church to clean the dust off. It suddenly starts raining outside. The following morning, Jason has breakfast at the Busy Bee Diner. He talks with Anna, the diner waitress, and Emilio's mom. Then, he hears two men talking about yesterday's rain. They find it weird that it only lasted for a few seconds and hit only one block of the town. He then hears Anna telling Emilio they will be painting the diner tomorrow, so Jason heads back to the church and uses Pastor Nichelle's peach nail polish to paint the model diner. The next morning, the town wakes up to a new peach paint job on the diner. Nobody knows who did it, which upsets Anna at first, but she eventually warms up to it, since it cheers the town up. As Jason quietly takes pride in his Robin Hood-like deed, he sees an old woman trip in a pothole. He rushes to her aid. The old man beside her tells Jason that they had put in a request for the mayor to fix the pothole a long time ago, but the town's new mayor, Conley, doesn't even look at it. So, Jason takes the suggestion box home with him to fix the town's problem himself. Jason goes through each suggestion and fixes many things around the model town. For every pothole and tree stump he fixes, it immediately fixes itself in real life. He even tests the model's power by putting a chicken bone on the model street. A life-size chicken bone appears on the real street, which feeds a barking dog. The town reacts positively, but they start to suspect Mayor Conley is behind it all due to the upcoming election season. This irks Jason, especially because he hates the mayor. After much pondering, Jason decides next to build a model sign, declaring Littleton as the most magical small town in America. He places it on the corner of the model. The next day, hundreds of travelers exit off the road, and the town flourishes again. Jason attends Pastor Nichelle's morning service, where she talks about the mystery helper, who has been dubbed El Ayudante. As a prideful Jason plays with his gold wedding ring, a churchgoer loudly theorizes the helper is Conley. Conley, who is at the service, does not deny it, but accepts the townspeople's gratitude regardless. A furious Jason plots revenge on Conley, so he drops a pebble on a model car. The next morning, the town wakes up to find a meteor has totaled Conley's sports car. He furiously demands any information, then sees Emilio laughing. He grabs his notebook and sees he has drawn his smashed car. Conley verbally attacks him, causing an angry Anna to defend her son. Conley regains his composure and speaks charismatically to the rest of the town. A rousing speech ends with him calling himself El Ayudante, drawing applause from the crowd and an angry stare from Jason. Later that night, Jason places a tarantula in the model town around the same time Conley is taking a leisurely stroll through town. A huge building-sized tarantula creeps down the street and petrifies Conley. As a satisfied Jason takes the spider off the model, the giant version gets pulled up into the sky. A visibly shaken Conley looks around but finds nothing. Emilio paints a large multicolored spider on the wall the next morning. A paranoid Conley sees it while walking down the street, and demands answers from Emilio. Anna steps in once more, and angrily tells Conley to talk it up with her if he has a problem with her son. Pastor Nichelle checks in on Jason one night. They discuss the town's recent turnarounds and Jason insists Conley isn't the mystery helper. Nichelle corrects him, and says anyone is capable of good change, even the most stubborn ones. He stops terrorizing Conley and returns to his good deeds, now adding more lights to the Littleton sign. While the new sign reappears and shines bright, it drains too much electricity and the town loses power. An emergency town meeting is held in the church. The townspeople are obviously panicked and demand Conley to fix it. He fails to say anything, causing the people to accuse him of trying to kick everyone out of town for a political agenda. He cowardly leaves the church, and spots Emilio across the street drawing into his notebook. Conley grabs it out of his hands and shows the town his drawings, linking the boy to every recent bizarre happening. The town starts diving into chaos, with most of them demanding solutions from Conley. With no other choice, Jason steps in and finally admits to being behind everything. He insists he only wanted to help the town while Conley nearly destroyed it. To prove it, Jason goes up to the church attic and places his engagement ring beside the model, mentally apologizing to his wife for letting her down. He then lights some matches in the street of the model. This causes a bonfire to appear in the real street. Conley and the sheriff intrude on Jason and witness the model in action. Conley gets evil thoughts, and ponders turning the town into the new Vegas with the model's powers. He demands the sheriff to take it. Jason fights him for control, causing them to bump into the model. An earthquake outside erupts as the three fight and accidentally knock the model off the stands. The following day, we see Anna, Jason, and Pastor Nichelle walk in the streets. Jason says the model is now broken, so he has no way to re-establish the town. However, his engagement ring has landed in the town. In real life, it is huge. They figure that the massive ring will provide the money for the town to be re-established. A nearby newscaster reports it is one of the largest pieces of gold ever found, suggesting that the town will flourish. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.